Sometimes I like sci-fi cuss words that like softens the blow a little bit, but other times, you're just gonna let it rip.
That's fair. That's fair. I feel like it keeps things most natural when you allow adult language in these shows, so I'm all about it.
Heck yeah, these sandwiches look beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, some of these are sandwiches I made. Some of them aren't. Like this one for that. Like that's just I found that on the internet. It looks great though. Like that one's. This is my Arby's sandwich. Yeah, that's me. I got that.
But it's not a knockoff. It's not one you made yourself. It's just like was.
Yeah.
Actually, both of these look like they're straight from it. That would have been a lot of work to try to replicate the branding and everything, which they wouldn't deserve if you made it yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Like it. Making the logo would have been next level. Like.
I've seen people do stuff like that. There was this guy who was like, I'm going to make my own pasta. Like, had some special ramen he made. And he did, like, send nudes and put himself in the packaging. And, well, that was a whole thing.
Wow. I hope it was effective for him.
I don't know. I think it was just a one-off.
Oh, yeah.
I'm turning my reverb down a little bit more.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we don't need it. Yeah, you can turn it all the way down if you want to. Because, like, I usually don't use reverb when we're just talking, so.
Okay, it's pretty much all the way down now.
Sweet.
Just
Sounds good.
Sounds
good.
Or does it sound better when it's completely off? Ha ha ha.
Oh, for this show, absolutely. Like it's the perfect like NPR sound. Like this is great.
Okay, hey, perfect NPR sound it is.
Rothgar Aurora, welcome in, my friend. It's good to see you in the chat. It's my friend, one of our regulars, Rothgar. Awesome individual.
Rothgar.
Yeah. Oh, Marz.
Rothgar.
Yes. I've always wondered about the origin of Rothgar's name, or at least Rothgar's handle, if you will. I imagine it's inspired, at least in part, by either Lord of the Rings or Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, I gotta think so.
I'd be surprised if not.
Yeah, but good to see you, Rothgar. Hope you're well. And also an awesome dungeon master, if I may say so myself. So,
ooh,
yeah.
I didn't get to play D&D for a very, very long time. Only recently got into it, but before I was only die curious.
Ah. What kind of characters do you like to play as when you play the game? Like, what's your go-to?
Bard.
Bard, I figured. I like it a lot. Rothgar says,
jack of many trades.
Yeah. Rothgar says, today was a very Monday kind of Tuesday. I feel that. Sometimes it does feel like a Monday on a Tuesday. Yeah.
I also thought it was Monday, but I jet lagged still.
Oh, yeah. Jet lag is a thing. Well, hopefully that wears off.
It was only an hour difference. It's just that I was doing the night shift. So I was usually up till, like, my shift ended at 3 a.m. this past weekend, so.
Okay. Tenchi's in the chat. What up, Tenchi? Good to see you. We very much, Klausenberg is in the chat I think that's from your community. Hello, Klausenberg. Nice to meet you.
Klaus.
Klaus. Klausenberg. Klaus says, how was Chicago? Great question.
It was great. It was not nearly as cold as my Minnesota trip. That was back in April, the Minnesota trip, and Chicago was warm. It was weird because, like, the temperatures did say that they were, like, colder than what I would normally like. I like warm weather. I'm here in Virginia, right?
Yeah.
And Maryland was chilly for me. But Chicago, no, it seemed like it was like a dry, when I went to Denver, Colorado before, I loved the weather over there, honestly. It wasn't like that cold, but it's not that humid either, and it just wasn't humid. So even though it was like 68, which I would be like, oh, I'm chilly, I want a jacket, it wasn't humid, so I'm like, all right, well, I'm dying of heat now. But I was also doing load in and load out, so.
Yeah. It is for sure warm by May, says Klaus. April's iffy. Yeah, April can definitely be colder than not in Chicago. Oh, absolutely. And yeah, Tenchi, good to see you. Yeah, absolutely. No worries on that front too. Tenchi says, though D&D will prevent me from staying long, no worries there either. D&D is awesome, so like do enjoy your game once you get to it. All right, let's get started, folks. Thanks for joining, everybody. This is awesome. I love it.
Woo! Thank you for that follow over there too.
Oh yeah, thanks for the follow, everyone. Definitely give our friend a follow. Nice to see you all here. Welcome. This is the welcome to the Sandwich Show. My name is Davey. I am the host of the Sandwich Show, and I am also the eater of sandwiches. And let's say hello to our guest of the evening, another fellow variety streamer. She calls herself Marzeliax. Marz, welcome to the show. How's it going tonight?
Hello, it's going pretty good. I'm mostly awake, or maybe I'll be awake starting soon. How are you doing, Davey?
Pretty
Glad
good.
to be here.
Pretty good. Nice to be here doing this again. I do appreciate you joining us for the interview series. Once again, a lot of fun things to chat about tonight. I just mentioned it in the promos and such that you do AV tech for a lot of different events. And we'll have a lot to talk about there. We got Sandwich of the Week coming up in just a few minutes, and a special surprise for all of you in addition to the sandwich. Let me catch up on chat really quick. Rocker says I was named after my grandfather, who was named after his grandfather, so it was probably a Beowulf reference or something. Nice.
Oh, Hrothgar, Beowulf! I'm so foolish. I should have known that. One of my first films that I ever made, it was like a mashup film. It was just for an English project because I didn't want to write a paper. So I was like, instead of writing, can I make a film? And somehow I got extra credit for avoiding the assignment and doing it the way I wanted. But it was like The Matrix meets Beowulf meets like Lord of the Rings. What else did I do in that? It's been a while. But it was mashup film, like anime references. I mean, this was 20 years ago. A long time.
I love it. Comrade Gaylord, welcome to our show too. Nice to meet you, my friend. And cheers before work. Dig it. Cheers to you
cheers,
too.
Comrade. Comrade Gaylord is another one of my AV industry colleagues who is here. So
excellent.
Happy to have you stop in. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now Klaus says, I see you have a Rode, a man of culture. Well, I do. Yes and no. This is the boom mic. This is the Shure SM7B. This is a Rode mic. So I do have a Rode podcast mic one as well, but that's for the second guest. Whenever we're second guessing here, yeah. But thank you very much. Yeah.
Dog hair.
Oh, nice. Dog hair's in the chat too. I love it. Sounds like a cool first film. It did sound like it really does, Marz. That's a pretty good initiation. Pretty cool stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It still exists out there.
Caffeine, greetings to you as well. I mentioned Cat to Caff about the special treat coming up during Sandwich of the Week later. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not going to be perfect execution, but it'll still be pretty good. And Marz already knows what it is, but we'll tell you more about it in just a bit.
The sandwich? I don't know. You didn't tell me the sandwich.
I did not tell you the sandwich, no. But the other thing, the thing on top of the sandwich, in addition to the sandwich.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, the thing.
Totally don't know.
Klaus says, guess who just got a new 400 camera? Let's go.
Mazel tov.
I love it. Rain says, question followed by your question. Is it a requirement to dress so stylishly, or is it just a personal choice to be so stylish? That's a heck of a question.
Oh, because of the promo image you used. Okay, so most of the time, no. Like, generally you're going to wear all black. That's the way it's kind of supposed to be, or like a company shirt, depending what company you're with. But certain shows, you're going to be like out at like a gala or something. In the image you saw, I was a live camera op, and one that was specifically like meant to walk along within the audience of a formal event. So being a formal event, I had to dress up for that one. I also do ghost tours in my city, and I like to dress up for that too, and I tend to wear that same suit that you saw in the image as well.
Yeah, let me show folks what that looks like, because it was a pretty cool, like, hold on, let me see if I can figure out how to do this. Like, I have the image here. Let me just go pop this up. This won't take long. But yeah, I mean, it sounds like you have many different types of events that you work, and you mentioned that some of them will probably dictate that you need to do different wardrobe, and others don't. So what would the usual wardrobe be? Just like, would it be obviously more comfortable?
Yeah, definitely. I generally we call them stage blacks. And if we need to dress up, it's dress blacks. So stage blacks, it's just, black pants, black jeans. I started buying men's pants because pants that are designed for ladies, like this, your pockets go this deep. It's absolutely useless to me. So hit up a thrift store, got myself some man pants, and now I can fit my whole giant tablet of a cell phone in there, and I love it. So yeah, they're very, very comfortable. I do also have to generally, and I mean, a lot of people don't, but I'm kind of like pretty big on safety. So steel toe boots are
Oh, very
essential in my
nice.
view.
Yeah.
These are a relaxed fit. It's I've had this pair before, and then they kind of wore down a lot. So this is my second pair within like
Gotcha.
the past 8 years or whatever I've gotten. But yeah, very comfortable. Generally, there's like branded work shirts as well. Sometimes, sometimes I'm not work. I'm working for like a different company, so I
Mhm.
have like this one's not from a company per se, but it's like within the industry. So if they don't give me something else to wear, I'll
Oh, Eat
eat,
Sleep
sleep, just
Design. It's a beautiful
repeat.
shirt. It's
I
mirrored,
love it. It's very comfy.
but it's cool. I love it. I love it.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, Charlie the Goddess. Good to see you. I love that cat.
Shark.
And Shark, welcome in, Shark. Nice to see you. What kind of job makes you wear pants? Well, a heck of a question. Here's
Not the work from home kind.
yeah, not the work from home kind. That's for sure. So here's the photo that Marz had. I mean, here's the photo that we're talking about. So there's Marz, all decked out, ready to do what looks like a really, really fancy event. Like as you mentioned, like this definitely looks like the kind of thing that Oh, Rothgar, have a great rest of your night. Of course, hope you're doing the thing well tonight, and I hope that goes well for you, my friend. Thank you so much for joining in. Klaus's best question ever. Yeah, yeah, but yeah, three-piece suit is cool. Like, I mean, I don't know if you need that extra piece, but I always think it's pretty cool. So
It made it look better because, again, finding clothes that fit or at least on a budget. Because in the area I live in here in Virginia, there is a thrift store that has 2 different times a week for dollar clothing sales. Like just for an hour, you just $1. All clothing is $1. So limited resources in that, and like I think the shirt that I got it for $1, right?
yep.
Frugal. But if I like went to Express and bought that normally, like sure it might fit better, but it might not. Again, with the whole reason that I'm like buying like a lot more like men's clothing now is because it fits better in ways that are like more productive. But then I have to tuck in other ways. So the vest was kind of essential.
Oh
And it would have
yeah.
been for the ladies one too because they just make them too short and then
Ooh,
woo.
good sound reasoning there,
Awkward.
Marz. You load and says I've never seen such a stylish photographer before, so I had to ask a question. I dig it. Pinball Sorcerer, what's going on, Pinball? Give me shout to Pinball. What's up, my friend? That promo shot reminded
Yeah,
me.
hi Pinball.
Yeah, Pinball is one of our great friends here, and Pinball says that promo shot reminded me of how much I want to own more fitted suits. Yeah, for sure. I kind of want another one. Kind of want myself. That's pretty cool, for sure.
Steel toes, rocking the steel toes in there. Got
Yeah,
my alien earring too.
I did notice that. So you mentioned the steel toes before. You showed it to us, and then there they are in the photo.
Shoe hammers.
Like it. So that way, if like something were to drop on your toe, it wouldn't hurt as much, right? Is that the?
Wouldn't hurt it. I wouldn't feel a damn thing.
That's good.
The only time that they don't help with that is there's like another piece that you can get to go on top of the steel toes called a metatarsal guard, that covers like the range where the steel toe stops and like the rest of your foot begins. And there was this one hellish venue in DC that luckily is not doing events anymore, and no one ever wanted to work at the Andrew C. Mellon Center or whatever. We just
No
called it the
kidding.
Mellon. And that's because it's like a historic building and they had all these rules where you had to go put masonite down on the floor before you could
Wow.
push any of the rollers through.
Mhm.
And so, first step is everybody goes up, lines up like in this big old closet, grabs the masonite and like passes it, like pulls it out, passes it up. But as you're like pulling it up, you kind of like end up resting it like either on your foot or on the ground. And it always misses the steel toe and lands right on your foot, and it hurts so much.
Oh man.
So if I swore that if I ever worked Mellon again, I'm getting a metatarsal guard.
Yeah, I hear that. Klaus says, did you say DC? Ah, we might have
Who
someone.
knows?
Yeah.
Klaus is a Minnesota person.
Oh, really? Nice. No, Minnesota was a site of VGM Con. I know you were there too recently. Tell us
Yes.
about some of the highlights of that trip. That sounded like a fun time.
Yeah, VGM Con was really, really fun. My first time. Now, I got involved with the video game music convention because of MagFest, which is the music and gaming
Mm-hmm.
convention, which is just outside of DC. And I've been doing that since about 2018, maybe. And like I said, gotten involved with AV there, and fast forward to now, got to go on the trip to help because it's actually like VGM, just like Magfest, is like all like volunteer sponsored for the most part. There are definitely some costs and expenses that the con has to pay for and stuff, but it is both are near entirely volunteer run. Now, VGM is a much, much smaller convention, but the cool thing about that is it gave like me more opportunities to work on stuff that I haven't gotten to do before. So instead of just doing like labor and stuff, which was part of like the agreement on how I got sponsored by not the convention itself, just one of my friends who is one of like the donors of like the gear, like because he likes helping put this on so much and like has the gear. Um, but I got, in addition to all the labor stuff, I got the opportunity to work on a lighting board, which is some of the stuff that I just finally posted on my Instagram. Because lighting has been my discipline, is what they call it, but I'm very jack of many trades and ADD. Like, I just want to learn like bits of everything. But lighting's been the thing I've been most excited about. And to get the lighting console, like the board that people use to run lighting at big shows, that console is like $54,000. So
Wow.
to get an opportunity to use that board, it's not easy. And my manager at one of the event warehouses I worked at, I'm like, how do I move up in the field? And he says, you find someone who wants to hang out with you, who will let you hang out with them when they're working, and then you get an opportunity. I was like, guess I'm going to Minnesota. and
That
and yeah. But we didn't even have that board. There's we had some, we used the on PC version where it like runs from computer, and you too can have the PC version in your home as well. But what we did have was something they call a wing, which a lot of the warehouses we use for like testing it out and stuff without having to pull the full $54,000 board out. But even the wing is like $13,000 to buy. So, just getting the opportunity to volunteer
yep.
to like use the gear is huge.
Oh, absolutely. I love all these comments in the chat too.
All the things.
I agree. Learn all
Learn
the
all the
things.
things.
All the things. Calf also says, community theater, lots of opportunity to break out and do cool things. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Actually, community theater is where I started as a child.
Oh, nice. What a cool.
Yeah.
What a cool upbringing. Yeah, I love it. Klaus did add, Shark added, what about the rumor that steel toe boots cause your feet to fall off?
Oh, totally. I don't have any feet anymore, so.
All right, problem solved. There you go.
Problem solved. Now I just levitate around.
Hey.
That way, no, then I never need a metatarsal guard.
So that helps you with the melon, right?
I guess so. But they're closed for renovation. So.
All right. Very well. I mean, maybe next time. Folks, we are ready to do our staple of the program. It's one of the most popular segments on the show, and we call it the
Sandwich of the week.
It is. I'm excited. I love it. So, we both have sandwiches tonight. So let's go to Marzeliax first and see what your sandwich of the week is.
Oh, well, what I wanted to make this week, I didn't make. I wanted to make this really interesting grilled cheese sandwich, which has got like honey goat cheese on it, and doubajian, like the Chinese numbing spice from like Lao Gan Ma on it, with pepperoni and cheddar. But I didn't have time to go to the grocery store since I got back, so I have a knockoff Chick-fil-A sandwich here. Just some bread, pepper jack cheese, pickles, and chicken nuggies from the air fryer with a homemade knockoff Chick-fil-A sauce. Or if you want to be edgy or don't like the franchise, we could call it a hate chicken sauce, whatever you prefer.
Wow, I'll tell you what. I mean, that's I do I thought your original idea was very inspired though, and actually even your backup option seems really inspired. It's actually kind of cool too. So
I wish I came up with it. Somebody else had the idea, and it's amazing. And I'm like, this is mine now.
I love it. I love it. Let's go to my sandwich of the week. I went to a place called. I've been wanting to try these guys for a very long time, and I finally found a deal, a 2-for-1 special. So I got one of them. We'll have this one tonight, and I'll have the other one tomorrow. So the place is called Ghost Sando Shop in Los Angeles, and this is the sandwich. It is the Melrose. This is good. Look at this, everybody.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Okay, what's on that? Is that like turkey, mayo?
Yep. Mm-hmm. They have a special Melrose sauce, which is kind of like I understand it's similar to Thousand Island. That's probably and it's got pepperoncinis in it, like the spicy banana peppers.
Yum.
Turkey and bacon.
That looks good.
It does. It does. Got this crunch roll. Let's try it. And then I got these Lay's, these Simply Lay's potato chips, which are always really good. So
the way your sandwich got you laid. Cheers.
Cheers, my friend. Let's enjoy our sandwiches. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. So good. There's cheese in here too. And all the fixins. They've crumbled up this bacon and it's just like it's encapsulated in the rest of the meat. It's like so good.
All right, I gotta say my favorite thing about Minnesota was this one Mexican restaurant where I mean they had these amazing tortas, like, you know, sandwiches, and they had a torta chilanga, which apparently means trash sandwich, and it was amazing. It was everything I wanted in a sandwich ever, and at that moment, and
I have a photo.
You had reminded me.
Oh, it definitely does. You're right. You're very right about that. Let me show everybody what that looked like because I have the Instagram post. Please. Look at that. That is amazing. That is fantastic.
Chorizo, guacamole, lettuce, tomato. I think there was like egg on there too, probably. I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. Wait, it says it right there. Thank goodness. Chicken. There was chicken too.
Wow.
I forgot to write chorizo. I think chorizo. I'm convinced chorizo was also
there. I love it a lot. Cav says, "What does a sandwich like that cost now? Like $17.99? It's close. I'm not gonna."
Yeah, this was like a $20 sandwich.
Oh, this was too? Oh wow, that's wild.
Oh, it was worth it. The fries were great too, so worth it. No regrets.
Yeah, I love it. Sarah Cameron Music, welcome in, my friend. It's good to see you. Caffeine, would you be willing to do me a favor and shout out our friend Sarah Cameron Music's channel? It's good to see you again, Sarah. I hope you're well. Let me re-show everybody the sandwich one more time. Because it was really good. Like, this, not gonna lie, it was pretty good. So, see if I can get my thing up. Here it is.
Bacon.
Yeah, the bacon really makes it. Like, it does make the sandwich like that. Like, it just elevates it to a new stratosphere.
That bread looks good.
Yeah, this crunch roll is really like a Dutch crunch roll. It is very, very good. I concur.
Sandwiches.
I love it. And cheers to your sandwich too. Caffeine, thank you for the thank you very much, Caff, for the shout. Now, for Caffeine, I have this too. So Caffeine sent to me an enormous package of ramen. I mean, it's huge. Like, I had 64 packs of ramen in the box. So Caffeine, thank you so much for doing that. So here's what it looks like. So 64 of these in the box. This is special Samyang extra spicy ramen. Great brand ramen. Let's try some tonight. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. Like, when Caffeine said that there was one in the mail, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like one. It's like so much more than I was expecting. So Caffeine, I owe you so many drinks whenever I see you. Hopefully before too long. But what does this have to do with Minecraft? No, I honestly, I don't think it has anything to do with Minecraft. But
nothing at all.
Yeah. Hey, King. Good to see you, King Dan Breaker.
Ramen.
What up? Checks order. You sent me 60. I'm pretty sure it was. Well, let's see. Because I had one pack is 4, and then there were 8 of those. So maybe 4 times 8. Maybe it wasn't 64. Maybe. What is that? It was maybe like more like 4 times 4. It was like 24. Okay. Okay. It was a 32 pack. Okay. Sorry. I'm just bad at math. I'm sorry.
Like 8 times 8 is 64. Math,
Yeah.
but hooray, we did math.
We did math. Can you even make sandwiches in Minecraft? I think you can. So here's the spicy ramen.
Make pie.
No, I got the. Oh, you can make pie. You can make pie and.
You can make pie and cakes.
Really?
Pumpkin pie, cakes, soup. No sandwiches.
Forgive me for the ASMR right now. I'm about to do here.
Slurp.
This is extra spicy. This is pretty good. I think this is supposed to be like really spicy, but it's like I'm like totally handling it right now. But I think it's because I didn't do the sequence that Caffeine suggested. So I'm gonna try that sequence on a future stream. Yeah, go. This is really good though, Caffeine. This is really good. Have you had some yourself? Like this is really.
I've got the Indomie kind. I don't know if you've had that kind before.
I might have. I'm not sure. Maybe not. But
it's like the Indomie, and they've got like a few different flavors, but my favorite is the blue one that's barbecue chicken. I was like, that sounds horrifying because I imagined like American barbecue chicken as a ramen, and I didn't want that, but I wanted a 50-cent ramen because it was cheaper than the others. And wow, now it's my favorite because it doesn't taste like that at all. It's just got like a really unique flavor, and highly recommend.
Yeah, yours looks pretty good too. Calf, I put the entire packet in there. I put everything in. I put the flakes in too. So maybe I'm just handling it. maybe I'm just handling it all right. Because I checked it. I tried to squeeze everything out of there. Yeah, I'm vibing with it. This is pretty good. So,
what kind of flavors are in there?
Good question. It's probably like a chickeny, kind of a tonkotsu sort of taste to it. Yeah, I would say it's like tonkotsu. Yeah, it's kind of like how I would say. So more like tonkotsu then. Less chicken, more tonkotsu.
I mean, that's like a nice, rich, hearty broth, so that sounds great.
Mm-hmm. Klaus's Marz.
Sandwiching show. He likes to try to make quotes to add to my stream, but does not remember how to do the add quote command. And at this point, I'm not telling him. So that's just his thing now. Marz exclamation point, and that's the quote he would add if he knew the command. I want 50-cent Roman.
Roman. I dig it. Trouncel says you have good taste. Well,
hey Trouncel,
I love
thanks
it.
for popping in.
Yeah, my deal with Dave.
Davey's a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. So I'll try it again, Caffeine. We'll try to squeeze some more of that spice in there, and we'll see if it comes out any spicier. But it's also possible that I'm just really good at handling. I'm just managed to handle it really well. Pinball says, I've seen Davey eat a level 5 death nut, so spicy ramen seems tame in comparison. This is true. I survived a death nut, Marz. That was...
Oh my god, a death nut.
It's
so spicy.
Oh, yes.
That ramen seemed tame in comparison. What is a 5-fingered punch death nut? I mean, just a level 5 death nut. I'm sorry, it sounds like it could be a metal band, so that's what
it
level
does.
5 death nut.
Death nut the...
Death nut.
Get your tickets now for Death Nut. I love it. Wait. Oh, Tenchi, have a great rest of your night too. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this evening. Tenchi says, "Gonna head out now. Hope the rest of the stream goes well." Absolutely. Thank you, Tenchi. It's good to see you again, my friend. Klaus says, "So we need to talk about just sandwiches, or can we talk about other things?" we can talk
only
about
sandwiches.
We can. Yeah. Caffeine says, we've established that the nerves on Davey's tongue are probably shot by now, or he's got long COVID. No, it's not the COVID. It's because of all the bean boozles, I think. My taste buds have completely disintegrated, I think, at this point. So that's probably
bean boozles?
Yeah, we do bean boozles.
What is that? What is a bean boozle?
Oh, man. I think I'm gonna.
Because my cat's name is Beans.
Aw.
I love plays on words like bamboozled, bean boozled. What's a bean boozled? That's what I imagine. She's like, and you didn't feed me again. I feel bean boozled.
I was gonna push the button, and the chat here loves this redeem so much they didn't even give me the opportunity to push it for free. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I love it. All right. So thank you, Pinball, for redeeming the Bean Boozled. You know what? Because you were so kind to put those points in, I'll do 2 of them tonight. Let's do 2. Let's play 2. 2 for Tuesday. All right. So let's go. So here it is. So Marz, the way this works is that you get a bean. It's a lot like the Mrs. Botts beans, if you ever had those, like from the Harry Potter world.
Oh, yeah.
So it's almost the same idea. So each flavor.
The Birdie Bots.
Exactly. Birdie Bots. You got it. So each
Mystery beans.
So it's either going to be a good flavor or a bad flavor. For example, this one.
Oh, hell.
This is going to be either dirty dishwater or birthday cake.
God. What?
And this one is either going to be pomegranate or dirty bandage.
Why?
I know. I ask the same question every time we do it. Rain says, I might be the only one that hates this. I appreciate you, Rain. I appreciate You're very kind to express some sympathy there. Look at Shark. Yay. You're fitting right in with the rest of us. Like, yay, dirty bandage. The rest of the sandwichers are very much in vogue with your comment. And thank you, Connor John, for the hydrate. I will get to that in a moment. So first, the dirty dishwater. Is this going to be good or bad? We'll see. Oh, I got a good one tonight. My goodness. I'm so surprised. I can't believe it. Good bean. Woohoo. Yeah, thanks, ChatGPT. Klaus's comment. The mods have summarily rigged it, as deemed that rigged, as they should. All right, so this is going to be pomegranate. Let us see. Oh, no. Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
I got one good one. Not this one, though.
I'm amused that dirty bandages is the red one. Like, so it wasn't just like, oh, I got like a quick scrape. It's a bandage that was bleeding. Is there a flavor of iron in it?
Oh,
that would be some irony.
Oh, irony! I love it. That was great.
Do we have a puns thing in here?
We do. The ding button. That's our pun
I love it.
indicator. Thank you, everybody.
For when we've punished the audience. But you clearly haven't watched my stand-up comedy from before the pandemic.
I want to see it now.
I worked at a farm, and the music's gone. That was great, epic music, though.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, we still. Long story short, puns turn up all the time at a farm, so it's totally no jokes at all. There's comedy segments online that go on and on like that.
Turn up the music. People like the music, huh? Don't put it back. It never goes like that.
Okay, so tell us about the dirty bandage. Inquiring minds want to know.
Well,
oh my God, the fear in your eyes. There was like airplanes in the background.
It's got a strong taste of latex. It's just so much latex. And then you've got that sour, no, not even sour, but like, I mean, who would suck on their wounds to be able to know what that tastes like? But maybe there's blood in there. You can taste some of the blood. And
to
dirt.
Be fair, if you end up with like a bandage on your like phalanges a lot, I admit that it's like
yeah.
You chew on it, you gnaw on it, and go, when is this gonna heal? And no time soon if you're chewing on it and gnawing on it, but better if you keep the bandage on.
Always better to
Snake venom.
Yeah. What if you get punched in the face, Shark? Well, there's that. And Pinball says, isn't that how you get a snake venom out of a fresh wound? I don't know. I don't know if that's an actual thing or not, but cool.
I mean, as long as you spit it out and don't ingest the venom,
yeah,
then that's a whole different issue.
Yeah. Connor says, I'm surprised you didn't get the bad one first and the good one to make it better. Ah, yeah. It's unpredictable.
Aw.
By the way, Connor, John, thank you very much for the redeem of Hydrate.
Yay, we did it. Hydration.
Oh, that was good too.
Got a very watered down beer.
Oh, there you go.
Hydration.
I like beer. I'm all about beer. So.
Heck yeah, beer.
Or
Beer's good and stuff.
Beer's good and stuff for sure. Caffeine. Forktorn was good, my friend. Give a good shout to Forktorn. Forktorn is a really cool IRL streamer, so that's always really fun. And Marz, I was actually curious about that. Like, I don't know if you would have time to do it, but would you would you consider IRL streaming from some of these events from time to time?
I would if I can get more work
Yeah.
first while I'm doing it, because like I've been working the AV at the events since, like I said, before pandemic. Haven't gotten as many gigs during pandemic. That's its own thing. Before the pandemic, I was stuck doing mostly just load in, load out, and setup, and breakdown. So I didn't get to like do any of the cool stuff. Now I'm starting to get to do some more of the cool stuff, and I don't want to ruin any opportunities because I'm wandering around streaming and stuff. So like I said, I just got back from ACEN, which is Anime Central Convention. It was, excuse me, just outside of Chicago, Illinois. And I didn't know really what I was walking into. I was just like, anime convention. I looked some things up, like, okay, cool, anime. What I didn't know until I got there is that I was going to be interfacing with a lot of native Japanese speakers. And what the people who brought me on and hired me didn't know was that I speak just the smallest amount of Japanese to like vaguely like grunt and communicate, like one step above grunting to communicate. And I got assigned to be like the tech. It wasn't like intentional that they assigned me to her, but I got to be the tech for a famous Japanese YouTube VTuber. I don't know if anybody's heard of Ayami out there, but she's like kind of a big deal. And she has like the whole VTube avatar. So when I saw that I was like her tech, I was like, okay, awesome. Like I wasn't familiar with her, but I'm like, we're doing OBS, right? We're doing stream stuff. I know how this works. And she speaks just like the smallest amount of English, and I speak the smallest amount of Japanese. And together we were able to get her up and running and
Sweet.
happy with the setup. So that was really fun for me.
Wow,
like, Yokoso, Yame-san, watashi wa Marz desu. And then like I had very little beyond that, but like I'm gonna next time I'm gonna like create a whole like sheet of vocabulary of AV words and lingo to communicate with. But yeah, so like I said, I was working the night shift though as well, so it was like, well, my call time was like 5:30 p.m. and I went till like 3 a.m. So it's just not a lot of time to like walk around and like sleep. First of all, not a lot of time to sleep. Second of all, not a lot of time to walk around and like be ready for the work needed to do. But since it was like 1 or 2 a.m., I did a super hyper short stream, food related, where I tried Chicago pizza for the first time, and I did it on stream.
Hey.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Not for everybody.
That was the first time that I did an IRL stream. So yeah, I absolutely would consider it. I just want to get like more established first. Now, to be fair, it was cold at that time.
Oh, I gotcha.
But no, I don't want it. Davey, I don't even know what state you're based out of, actually.
Oh, I'm in Los Angeles, so I'm in California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
cool. But
yeah.
At least I didn't diss your favorite pizza.
No, you're good there. I mean, first of all, I'm all about I Chicago pizza isn't even really pizza; it's just kind of its own thing. So I like it, but
yeah, it's like a can of tomato soup dumped on top of bread with some cheese in there somewhere.
You're not wrong.
Like, I was excited to try it. I haven't even looked. So I'm not sure if you know, one of the things holding me back as like an IRL streamer is that Davey, have you done any of the IRL streams? Have you used the app?
I've not used I used the Twitch app in the beginning. It was terrible, so I've moved on to other apps.
Yeah. Well, it's terrible, and you can't go into the video producer. And
Mm-hmm.
like currently, mine's set up that I have to manually go into video producer to publish my streams.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no way to publish my stream afterwards. Like it's there, but I haven't reviewed it yet, so I have no idea like how the audio quality is. Just yeah, but it's a 15-minute stream. Oh, when I first started out the stream though, one of the audience members said that they couldn't hear me, and I think that that was probably an error. I don't think that that was correct, but like I said, I haven't tested. But I was like, okay, let's log off and I'll come right back online and we'll make sure it's good. In that time, one of the police and fire members came up and is just sort of like shooting the shit with us. And I'm like, well, I'm about to stream and talk about the character I'm cosplaying as because I was allowed to cosplay during my shift as tech support because I wasn't like running anything in the minute. I was just one of the panels crew for like 12 different panels rooms or so
Mm-hmm.
with different guests and whatnot in case that they needed something. So this police and fire person comes up and is just bored chatting with us. I'm like, well, I'm about to stream and talk about the character. Would you like to be on my stream? You're free to go whenever you like, though, officer. So at the beginning of my stream, there's this very confused police officer fireman who is standing there listening to me talk about Has Been Hotel and the mythology behind it, and then how I'm about to try Chicago pizza, and somewhere before I try to eat the pizza he
Yeah.
wanders off and I go, bye, thank you, and
Wow.
then I try the pizza. Airplanes. That's my background in my head right now. The airplanes, the trauma from Chicago pizza. Never again.
No, I understand. I understand. Like it can be. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like it's just there's a lot going on. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like I mean, you got to be in the mood for it. I think to have something like that, and I certainly would never want to have it on a consistent basis. So I think I respect your opinion here completely.
Oh yeah.
Classes
Well,
don't.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the
We're crossing the
streams.
streams right now
We are actually. That's true. Legit.
in
Legit.
a capacity.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, a lot of I've just seen some I've seen some haterade to California from Shark and Claus. Fair enough.
That's because Shark is California.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get it. I get it because it can be a lot too. To be fair, like California can be a
To
lot
be fair.
at the same time. So I get it. But Fork and I are also in California, so like we do appreciate where we live. So for the most for
California's nice. I got to visit.
Yeah.
It was cool. I checked out the San Francisco area. Like beautiful parks.
Oh
Beautiful.
yeah. Yeah, San Francisco's amazing. Like they say, it's like one of the most romantic cities, and like I believe it. It's really beautiful. Like there's a lot going on there.
Everybody goes to sleep really early, and I sort of figure it's because, like on the East Coast, you know, we're up late. We've still got California people that are awake. You know, it's earlier for them. But then once they reach their like midnight, 1 a.m., it's like, well, I guess that's it. All of other U.S. people are tired, so clonk.
Yeah, Forks is
I
there.
don't know.
Hanging
How
out.
late do you usually stay up?
They are. Oh, me? How late do I stay up? Is this a reputation?
Yeah.
Like all the East Coast people think we just go to bed at like 4? Like we don't do that.
I didn't think so. It's just that when I went to San Francisco, California, everybody's like, well, it's 10 p.m. Good night, everyone. I'm like, what is
Oh.
happening? Like, the bars all seem to close at like 10 p.m. Like, well, East Coast is gone to sleep. What are we going to do? I'm like, still be awake? There's Japan coming up. Like,
Nah, I mean
Australia.
that's funky. I mean I have kind of seen that in San Francisco. I mean nothing that extreme though, but no, it's not like that in the entire state. Like I mean, LA things open past 10 for sure. Like bars
Okay,
anyway.
it's just
Yeah.
those northerners, huh?
It may have just been that neighborhood you were in. I don't think every neighborhood in San Francisco is like that. I mean, if you were in the Castro district, I think they'd be up later. But who knows? 10 p.m. is
Shark would
good.
have to tell us.
Yeah, Shark would for sure. Yeah, but and Fork's in a pretty cool spot too. Like Fork's up in Northern Cal as well, and it's a good time. Fork also had the chance to come down and see like Disneyland, and Disney's California Adventure, which is pretty cool. Both of them are pretty nice. Fork says I can go to bed by 10 normally, but I am up at 0300 for. Oh yeah, because you gotta get up at like 3:30 in the morning. Ooh,
Rough.
yeah, for
Rough
sure.
indeed.
I go to bed around
those-
midnight a lot. That's about my bedtime. Like I don't really decide it; it just kind of happens. I'm like,
Valid.
yeah. Um, which one of you is more southern technically? It would be me because
Ooh.
I'm in LA, so I'm like further. Or do you mean just between me and Mars? That's a tougher question because like I think I don't know. Like I don't know where
We're
the line of
probably.
longitude goes. Like when you head towards the
I'm a
east.
look.
Um,
I'm a look. It depends,
yeah.
right?
Rain says I love waking up at 4 to 5. I would love waking up at 4 to 5 if I could do it. I just can't
Oh,
anymore.
homie,
I,
you're definitely more south than I am.
okay. So we're more south.
You're more southern. How about that?
Hey y'all, I'm more southern than
Y'all.
Mars.
I,
I mean,
y'all is so
literally, right?
inclusive, though.
Yeah, yeah,
Literally.
yeah. Virginia's part of the South, of course.
Yeah, technically, California is part of the West, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Southwest where you at, so.
True
South.
that. Yeah, but yeah, waking up at 4 to 5 is cool because you get to do a lot more stuff if you can wake up that early. So I love that, Rain. It's cool. Like, and the thing about that around here is when you're up that early, you can get around anywhere because from 4 a.m. there's no traffic anywhere. Like you can drive anywhere you
I
want.
mean, even in DC, it'd be like that. And that's where the area I was like living before,
Mm-hmm.
all that, and commutes from like anywhere there to any other part of there just felt like it's gonna be an hour wherever you're going to
Yeah.
work, basically.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've said that DC's got gnarly traffic. It's just as bad, actually, in some cases, as everywhere.
Horrible.
Yeah,
Hated it.
rough. I hear it. Rahama
Rough.
says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. Did the metro help in around there, or was it just about? Was it kind of a like a, or was it just more like negligible effect by having taking transportation?
Kind of useless for the work that I do. I mean, I guess it depends. If you're going, yeah, no, the thing shuts down too early to be useful for AV people. You're still gonna have to drive most of the time.
That's
Cause
fair.
like the thing shuts down at what, like 11 p.m. maybe. Maybe they do 1 a.m. now, but I'm working 3 or 4 a.m. a lot,
Right.
so useless.
Yeah. 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 What are you gonna do with transportation if it closes at 12? It doesn't help you. I get it.
Like so useful. Like sure, let me drive in at rush hour. And now I'm stranded here. I guess I live here now. Hello, other hobo. I'll be with you. No, you can't have my wrench.
Rahama, great to see you, by the way. Rahama says, I love being up early because no one else exists at that hour. It's an introvert stream. Boom. Love it. Um, Shark says, we could just murder all the people that wake up after 7. Well, that would be.
That's what I was laughing about.
Well, that's a pretty extreme solution, I'll tell you what.
Right? Things we could do. We could stop making people commute for jobs that don't need commuting, like forcing people into office spaces. Then they don't have to be in the office just so some executive can feel
uh,
good about themselves. Look, I've got my employees here. I'm the boss, blah, blah, blah. And then we could convert those places to like apartments, condos, whatever. And that would reduce some of the congestion and rage that I experience in rush hours.
oh, for real. For real.
Work for Ho Crew. I
It's
totally have your chat pulled up on another window.
Oh, I love
So
that. I love
that's
that. I love
also
that.
what's
Yeah.
happening.
But seriously though, like why are people like some managers continue to insist on people going into work when you really don't need to? It's just like there's no reason for this.
Egos.
It's totally egos. Like I don't know what other reason you save money when you work from home. Like you
Well,
it's
they don't get to feel like they're doing anything.
yeah.
Some of their jobs depended on being like, "Well, are you working there, son?" And now they don't have that. So
Mhm.
I'm also trying to pull up and send to you a. Have you seen Has Been Hotel yet?
Because Elon does it. That's fantastic.
Because Elon does it.
Big time mod love, everybody. But just for the record, like y'all, show some love to our mods, everyone. Great to see you again,
Yay,
too, King.
mods.
Welcome in. Yeah, sure. Send that photo to me. Reigns is also Carnival by Natalie Merchant. Ah, yeah, good tune. I love it.
I didn't end up taking one at the convention, really. Just got distracted. But for my panel shift, which is like a tech ops, tech support, like I said, late shift, we were allowed to costume. So I'm like, yeah, and I'm dressed as Charlie Morningstar from Has Been Hotel, or at least like my low key take on it.
Yeah, Charlie Morningstar. I saw this on. I saw this somewhere on Discord. I think was it your Discord maybe, but I'm not. Can't remember. But
I post about it a lot, so.
yeah, I got you. Yeah, yeah. Well, this is a
And I did get to see some of the voice actors at GalaxyCon, which was another, nerd con, I'm just going to say. This one was Richmond, Virginia. There is another GalaxyCon about to be on, I think, this weekend in Oklahoma City. Smaller crew, smaller venue.
yep.
But I got to do, like I said, Spotlight Op. It
Dang.
was for a nerd burlesque show.
What
But
is
they
a
did have
nerd
the
burlesque show? What? What?
Well, they didn't do this, but off the top of my head, we stripped it off for the Wookiee. Stripped it off for the Wookiee, so you can tell Chewbacca he's really, really sexy, really, really sexy. It's just people doing like nerdy costumes and then stripping, basically. And I was the spotlight op, and Lord, did I zoom in on some people's arseholes. Like, they like flip over, their butts in the air, and I'm like, all right, let's narrow angle in that lens.
Wow. I applaud
You
you.
said cussing was fine. I didn't know how.
No, you're
much
fine. You're
beyond
fine.
that.
You're fine. You're fine. It's fine. It's fine. I.
Thanks for showing off my costume.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right over here.
I was not part of the burlesque. I was spotlight op, and I was not wearing it at the time. But the actors from some of the voice actors from the TV show from Has Been Hotel were there, and
That,
I'm a fan. So
that's great. Yeah. What a cool tribute too. Right. So
thank you.
execution of the costume, fantastic. Chef's kiss. Very well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
I now where would you go see what is it? A comic? Wait. A nerd burlesque show. Again, is this only at conventions? Like I need to inquire about this. I just need to see it. Like I'm just like there's too much curiosity now. Now I just need to see what this is.
They're pretty I didn't know it before either, but they're pretty common at conventions now.
Okay.
Like GalaxyCon seems to have them as part of the regular. There was a lot of adult programming that I didn't see. Like there was a lot. I don't actually think there was a burlesque show at ASEN. But they did have like a lot of like other adult programming that wasn't like that. But one of the ones that I think like stood out to me from GalaxyCon was somebody who had I can't remember her name. She was in Vikings. Oh, who's the cool blonde chick from Vikings? Largatha, that's it. So somebody had a really good Largatha cosplay and then artistically derobed involved, and there was like a bath involved too, so whole thing.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to see that too.
Yeah. I mean, I did when I signed up when I was chosen. Like, okay, you can be the spotlight operator. Like, okay, cool. I thought it was gonna be regular con stuff, people walking on stage, off stage, etc. Like maybe some music performers. I didn't know I was doing the strip show.
Wow.
I did not
no
know I
kidding.
was
No
doing the
shit.
nerdy strip show. But I'm like, okay, I'm getting paid. Let's go.
I mean, listen, we know that conventions have already have a reputation for like pushing the envelope erotically, right? Like with some of the cosplay. This I did not know that they did this. This is definitely, well, I assume that they restrict this to 18 plus. I mean, I gotta think so, but
yes, definitely. Like so at ASEN this year, and again, I don't think that they had any of these shows. I know they had like a drag show that might have like turned into a burlesque show, and there is of course a distinction between a drag show and a burlesque show. A burlesque show is like a fancier way of saying some sort of strip show, but like strip show has like a different connotation that's less artistic, so that's not precisely fair either. But you know, they definitely did have 18 and up wristbands and people checking for 18 and up panels and things like that at all of the conventions that I've been working. I don't know too much about how they did that. People will be like, "Oh, can you be our line checker? You're so nice. Can you be one of our line checkers?" And I'm like, "No." Because I'm your tech support team. I'm not the convention. I'm here to fix your microphones and, you know, whatever else is going on. I'm not here to be your line person. I'm sorry.
no, I hear that. I hear that completely. It's like this is like it's kind of like when you go to the store and people just assume that you work at the store And it's like, I don't work at the store. I have a red shirt on. I know that. And I know I'm in a Target. It doesn't mean I work at the Target. Like, like, I get it. I get it.
And it might be like, I know where this thing is, and I might help you with this one thing, but I'm sorry, I can't do that.
No, that's important. Standing your ground there is important there. Good call, for sure. Stevens is
Yeah,
blue.
sometimes one of my colleagues and I will joke when we work together because like I am like very friendly for like the AV and tech world. Like I'm told that I will like entertain people in a way that like is almost not conducive to our work, and I am like sort of trying to find the balance of that of like being friendly and trying to get people what they need without getting stuck on what they want. Um, so like one of the jokes is like when I actually am getting like I don't want to say distressed, but like annoyed and fed up, like I can't help you with this thing, like it's just not something we're gonna do for you. What or like, like, hi, I want 20 microphones. Okay, we've got 5, right? So like my colleague was saying, how do we feel about sharing, everyone? I'm like, oh, that was brilliant. I love that. So I just had to like explain it back to them. But if I'm like in a like a not a bad mood, but if I'm getting to the point where it's like it's not working, he says, okay, you be bad cop and I'll be worse cop. So
Oh my gosh! First of all, I think maybe some props to your community. Your community is very. Your community is extremely engaging.
I'm so glad they're here.
Oh, this is great.
Thanks for stopping in, y'all, to
yeah.
the baby stream. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you joining us tonight. It's nice to meet all of you. So, Klaus says, blonde chick from Viking. Do you know how little that narrows her down? That's fair.
Yeah, I figured that out.
Yeah. Yeah. Forks is Davey quickly booking a trip. And then Rain says, importantly, off screen for plausible deniability. I said,
not like
I
this.
admit nothing.
It wasn't that much time away.
Steven says, blue shirts at Best Buy. Yes, 1,000%. And it's good to see you, Steven. How you doing, my friend? A shout out to our friend Steven friend. Yeah, Forks says, that is why he switched. That is why he switched to a full view.
Yeah, Forks.
Y'all are relentless. So Shark says, I work here. Suppositories aisle 6. Terrific.
Sandwiches to strip shows, though that escalated quickly.
I know if Shark says, I'd get naked for a sandwich.
And it wouldn't even have to be that good.
It wouldn't even have to be that good. Oh, man. I love it.
Forked would get naked for a taco, but would you get forked for a taco?
Let go. Vexing Raven, welcome. Nice to meet you. Did somebody say community? Oh, let's go. Love it. Welcome in, Raven. Nice to meet you. And Drown Shells, nice to meet you too. Marz is my favorite streamer. I love it.
Drown Shells is good vibes.
Dig it a lot. Well, you're all very kind to join us here tonight for our conversation. And now what I'm going to do, give you all a chance to, as a thank you for hanging out, I'm going to also give you a chance to ask questions too. So now you can interview Marz as well.
Oh boy. You
can send in your questions. We'll tell you how as we start America's favorite moment in Twitch broadcasting.
It's time for random questions. Right, stop. Ask us anything.
All right, let's do it. So the way you ask. Yeah, I know that jingle's amazing. Like, big props to the people who did the jingle for us here. If you have a question, use exclamation point question followed by the question itself. Send it into the chat, and then we'll take your questions in order throughout the rest of the show. So that's just that simple.
Woo.
So throw them in. I'm gonna start us off with this question. So.
I also, before you start with the questions, I do want to say thank you to your community for joining in and being such good vibes and fun, and I've enjoyed reading what you had so far. So, yay! Thank you,
Marz. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And I mirror the echo to all our sandwicher friends here. Thank you very much for hanging out tonight. It was really great to hear from all of you. We've had a lot of cool people in our chat tonight. Between our combined communities, so it's awesome to have you here. So here's the first question. So I'll show you an example. How much wood could a woodchuck Chuck if it would cook Chicago would. You said 42.
42.
42.
It's the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So.
Phenomenal. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let me give you a question to start us all off, everybody. Here it is. This is the question. Mods, feel free to use the appropriate when you get the answer, we'll use the appropriate command. Okay, so Marz, here it is. Pancakes, waffles, French toast, or crepes?
Crepes. Or pan crepes even.
Ah.
Actually, like I do not. I'm a blasphemer, and I do not like fluffy pancakes. It's too much bread. I do like bread, but not that much. You might as well give me Chicago pizza or something if you're gonna give me fluffy pancakes. Too much. So pan crepes, which is like a combination of pancakes and crepes, but without having technically being either. I haven't made them in a while, but crepes is the answer. It's a crepe success.
Wait. You try to sneak that one by us. That was nice. Nicely done. Yeah. Yeah, so crepes. One more for crepes. That's nice. I like it.
Is this an ongoing question? I love this.
Oh yeah, we've been tracking this for the entire history of the show. Like this has been it's a fun time. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to send you the recipe for pan crepes. It's my old babsha's recipe. So
exciting. Thank you.
It's probably from a box, but
would be news to me, right? Even if it was, I wouldn't know. So like I'm all about it. So thank you. So let's keep going with the questions. Here's the next question. This is from Klaus. All right, Klaus. Thank you for sending a question in here. Fluffy pancake. Wait, Shark. Oh yeah. By the way, shout out to Steam friend. By the way, good to see you, my friend. Fluffy pancakes are the best. Are the Chicago style abomination of breakfast food.
I love Stream and Friend. This is brought me great joy.
That is so good. Amazing. I love it. And then Rahomo has voted for grape nuts. Respect to Rahomo because I do like grape nuts, so I'm a big fan of grape nuts. Big grape.
Good.
I'm all about grape nuts. Klaus, here's your question.
Was it five-fingered? What was the five spice death nuts, or what was the metal band
level
name?
5 death nut. Yeah.
5 death nuts. Okay.
You're totally making a band called Death Nut now, right? Am I right? Like level 5 Death Nut.
I've been trying to create a band since I was like a kid, which is how I got involved in AV in the first place. Started out in theater in front, like on the stage, but eventually couldn't get that. So I kept ending up behind the stage. Same thing high school. Tried to be in band. No one wanted me. Okay, fine. I run the AV. And it just keeps going like that. Tried to be in acting a while. Didn't work out as much. Got some things. AV took me though. Acting rejects. Welcome.
Oh wow. Love the origin story there. Yeah, there is a command. It's called breakfast. ! Breakfast will give us the running total for everything. And I don't remember if I put crepes in that total. I did.
Crepes is in the total, but it's the last one.
It doesn't get mentioned as much. Well,
I'm a hipster like that, apparently. But it was a hipster before it was cool, so.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's a good question. Thanks for mentioning that. Caffeine. There you go. So yeah, I mean, waffles had the early start. Pancakes is cut into the start. Actually, no. French toast has overtaken waffles. I didn't even look at that correct. Grapes of Wrath. Yeah, good times. I remember that book. So let's go to Klaus's question. What is your next con?
The next event that I'm doing is Magstock. It is the music and gaming festival's camping version of the main festival. Also, I'd like to call it Nerdburn. No one steal the idea, or at least get me involved if you try to steal the idea. So it's camping and music and gaming, and it's another volunteer opportunity rather than a paid one. But again, I get an opportunity to. I'm going to be doing some visualization work this time. I'm going to be on the audio board at least once, as usual, setup breakdown. And I'm really grateful that somebody else who signed up for more shifts when I didn't get a single lighting one is going to give me one of their shifts. And I'm really grateful for that. And the event organizers are invited me to be involved in programming the lighting board, which I've never done once, and I'm really excited about that because I know what I want to do with the board, or like what I want to do with the lights and what I want them to do, but it's a matter of like putting that like into the program. So I'm hopefully, if I make time for it, I'll have an opportunity to actually program the board, which will be a huge step. So Magstock, music and gaming, festivals, camping events. So like, what was it? Well, Davey, help me out. I can't think of that famous stock type
Woodstock?
event. Yeah, Woodstock. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why they call it Magstock. So they take music and gaming festival, they take Woodstock, and they make it Magstock. There we go.
Yeah,
Woodstock, but for gamers.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Udalin.
Got it, Rain. You loading in? Nice. Good call.
You loading?
You loading.
Oh, I like that username. You loading in. Like, yeah, sometimes I am loading into the event. Sometimes we're loading out of the event. You know, you got to do both.
Very well said. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for you too. I mean, the lighting board sounds really exciting. I do hope some footage surfaces on your Insta. That should be really cool to see once it's done. Once it's all said and done. So yeah,
the visualizations will be really cool too. That's like a big thing in some of like the burner communities. I don't know how familiar you are with that either, but you know, like in some of the communities I'm involved in here in Richmond, one of them is Party Liberation Foundation, and they do use like a CNC machine to cut like really crazy wood pieces, and oftentimes they're cat shaped, and I love cats, so that's part of what attracted me to them. But they like to set up their visualizers to project on very specific parts of these large wood cutouts, and I haven't gotten to be involved with that before, and that's not what they're doing at stock per se, but it's the same software, and I'm again still excited, and I might try to like get some of my own clips to, you know, have as options to throw onto that.
I think that's definitely sounds like a really cool idea, and it should be. It just sounds like really. It's neat to be able to get involved. I know you said your background was in lighting too, so what a cool reward this has been. Like all your journey of doing lighting and sound and other kinds of technology for events. Like that's pretty cool to see that all come together.
The first sound origin for me was as a karaoke jockey, actually. So that's how I really got started with sound. Sound is arguably where I started. But side notes.
Karaoke jockey. I think that sounds like a fun time. So you were like putting in the levels and figuring out people's microphones and so on at the karaoke bar?
Yeah, I was the person who ran the show.
Nice. Yeah.
I used to have I lived out in Western Maryland, and there was actually I really love this story, and I'm sorry I paused everyone's questions for this, but I just moved to Western Maryland for a little bit. Just didn't have anything else going on. I was like, well, okay, opportunity to be up here, whatever. And I'm like sitting at a Mexican restaurant, and this beautiful woman comes up to me. She says, "You don't like karaoke, do you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I love karaoke. Why do you ask?" "Oh, no reason. You don't know how to run karaoke, do you?" And I'm like, "Okay, this is getting weird. I don't have any karaoke shirts. Why am I being asked?" But I'm like, yeah, I actually do run karaoke." And she says, "Oh, that's so good. You don't want to run a karaoke show for us, do you?" I'm like, "I would love to." And then I had a 2-night-a-week job running karaoke at a Mexican restaurant in Cumberland, Maryland called El Jinete, the Horseman. Cavalryman? Something like that. And loved it. I did all these like themed events. They kind of like let me choose whatever we were doing. So we had like costume events a lot too. So
that sounds like a fun time. Yeah. I mean, I would have appreciated some more confidence from the manager of that restaurant, though. I mean, sound like
more confidence.
I mean, gee whiz, like, you know, give our friends a chance here, like, you know, to succeed.
Just walks up to a stranger, asks me if I like karaoke, if I know how to run it, and I want a job. And next, like, that was the best way I've ever gotten a job.
Well, I mean, it's a happy ending for sure, for real. Like, I love that. Like, we could keep going on that story, but let's go back to the questions.
Oh, that's the end of the story. I'm ready for the question.
Well, that was a great story. I love that. I love how it ends in that case. Steven says,
I'm gonna let you finish with the questions.
Oh yeah. Steven says, I just remember there is a burlesque school in Richmond, Virginia. Their final exam is a live performance where you can get tickets to support the school. I'm not sure if they're around still. Wow.
Wonder if they need lighting.
Hey, there you go. You got lots of experience with that too.
Have
Nerd
your butt
burlesque.
illuminated.
When you need to have when there's magic in the air and you need to light the derriere. Let's go. Can I give myself
All
a
right,
ding?
that was great.
Thank you. Oh my goodness.
Wait, can we high five through? Oh, we can. Yeah.
Success. I like it. Hey, did I get paid? Did you get paid in tacos? It's a great question from Pork.
Tacos were a bonus.
I love it. I love it.
Fajitas Tropical.
That's a great gig. I wish I had a gig like that too. That sounds like a fun time.
Now I can't. Now I have trouble getting work because people don't just wander up to me and say, "You don't know how to do this. Do you have a job? Do you?" And I'm like, "How do I get jobs?" They don't understand. Nobody's walking up to me and just giving me jobs. What's happening? I went to a restaurant. And nobody's just giving me work. I don't.
It's too bad. That's
Took our
too bad.
dreams.
Took our jobs. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Took our dreams.
So Klaus, thank you for your question. Phenomenal question. And let's go to Seaman for Seaman's question, which is, why are wireless in-ear monitors so damn expensive?
Capitalism.
I mean, that's a very
It's tech.
broad.
You can get broad answers. You can get like in-ear monitors for cheaper. You know, a lot of people buy used gear. That's the way a lot of some of my friends. It tends to be a thing in the industry where if you're working AV and you love it and you want to get better at it, you tend to start accumulating things. And I'm no exception. Like I've got a loop station that I barely use. I found a great deal on it online. But like some of the other people I work with that are further along in their careers, they've got like actual lights. Because if you're gonna, you know, even if you're not getting the big expensive lighting board, you're using the on PC version, you're still gonna need the lights to be able to control and work with. So a lot of my friends, they'll go that work with like these different warehouses. Eventually the warehouses will sell gear that they don't want to use anymore, and then you can buy older gear that's just like outdated. So audio is definitely not my favorite department because the QC testing is maddening. You have to just listen to these tones over and over again all day, and I'm like, I would listen to music while I do labor, so that's not as much a vibe for me. But it wouldn't surprise me if you could get a discount in-ear monitors like from a warehouse used, if you don't mind used gear, or you know, just keep trolling for deals on like Musician's Friend.
I do want to comment on that a little bit because in-ear monitors literally go into your ear canal. Like, would used in-ear monitors be sanitary enough for your taste? Would that be okay?
Let me posit you this question. Let's say, Davey, that you're chosen to be like, because one of the gigs that I have done was I was A2, so like I was like stage manager for a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, which was also in Richmond. And so one of my job was getting the in-ear monitors ready. So most of the contestants didn't need that, but there were like 3 or 4 hosts that were switching them out. So first of all, we don't buy a brand new in-ear monitor for every session. So you're getting a used one when you're the guest. So if you're the special announcer for the tournament, you're using an used in-ear monitor. Anytime that you're using one at a company or an event, you're using it. So, I mean, I was great and I cleaned them off.
That's a
it
good
wasn't
point,
in
though.
the description, but I did clean them. But yeah,
You're
already using them used.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. That's a good point. All right, so that's it. I appreciate that explanation. Like that makes a lot of sense. So, Steeman, I hope we answered your question. Thank you for the question. Just give him a good lick. There you go. Here
I
comes.
brought sanitizer with me. It wasn't something I was provided, but I
Mhm.
did like acquire stuff. Like I got the impression that with certain places it's just like you just wipe it off real fast. I'm like, how about we do better than that? And we did.
Yeah. And then Shark says everything is gross anyway, which I mean, if at the end of the day, it's probably right? Like, it's kind of pointless for me to get too worried about that, right? So there's that too. Um, Personal in ears are probably just as filthy and clean less often. Well, yeah, I mean, very much so. It's kind of like, I mean, yeah, I mean, for sure. Like, caffeine, it makes a point because it's like you're not cleaning your own ear and ears after you use them. Does that make them less filthy? No. It's just your own filth, but it's still filth. Like, it totally makes sense.
Well, of course, the ear canal, like the whole reason of like earwax production is also to keep out the, the filth itself. Like in a way, the earwax is filth, but it's the body sees it more as like the thing that cleans out the filth.
Mm-hmm.
So, like even just having the irritant of having an in-ear monitor in ear, will probably stimulate earwax production as well. I imagine.
Yeah.
The ear canal.
Fear canal. Look at that, Shark. All right, so let's go into you load in's question. Rain has this question for us, followed by question: what got you into pursuing what you do?
Oh, well, I think I babbled about that briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Is like I like I like entertainment. I like making entertainment. I found that people were often entertained by me, so I like leaned into that, but I couldn't get past a point where people didn't want to play music with me. I've struggled with that a lot. I moved around more than most of my peers growing up, so I didn't have an opportunity to establish myself at like schools or community centers or anything. So, I would audition and oftentimes I would get parts, but oftentimes I would end up in situations where it's like we promised this role to my best friend's daughter, for instance. So, and we didn't pick a production that had any other parts that, like that was like a play that had like one female role maybe. And that did happen to me in high school where the only time you could be in a play was your senior year. And I was up for the lead, but that they were like, we kind of had already picked someone because we thought that you didn't have any talent. And they made like a whole
Oh,
bunch of
rough.
like, I was like, I've been here for 4 years bothering you,
Wow.
telling you I want to be in this play, and you picked the one play that doesn't have like more than one female role. They technically they had like one other, which didn't have any singing parts. And then finally the theater teacher said to me like, all right, fine, you can be in the play, but I've got a walk-on role for you. You're gonna walk on stage. You're gonna walk up to the person who got the role you wanted. You're gonna bow to her and say, "Yes, mistress," and you're gonna walk off stage. It's $100, and you need to be here as her understudy the whole time. I was like, you know what? Like, how about not? Like, I'm just like I was too uppity for that, I think, honestly. But I didn't get involved in the tech aspect in there, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, I was hanging out at a rival school, where I was more interested in like band stuff, like music, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a local music venue that they like the owner was just like high all the time and he liked what I did, so he let me book like all the bands
Oh.
for like 2 or 3 years. So I was like stage manager over there. So like I put together shows over there and I had fun with that instead. And because I couldn't get to play with anybody, like I said, I would just get into the gear, and it kind of has been like that on and off. Like I like making music and stuff too. I have had opportunities to jam with people and I love it. I absolutely love it. But that said, if you can't, like, if you're trying to, like, for example, like with the acting stuff, if you can't get a role getting cast for something, like somebody's not going to give you the time of day, maybe not even because of like a lack of talent, just there's so many other factors at play. Oftentimes because people want to work with their friends, and I'm no different. Like when I'm making like a video production myself, I'm going to cast like who I want to work with. And it is that way. So it's like instead of trying to get in on somebody else's thing, I figured I'd make my own thing, and that's kind of how it got started, I'd say.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty. it's making the most out of some of the unfair advantages you seem to have gone through. I mean, or disadvantages you seem to have gone through, and try to get into entertainment. And it's a cool way to be part of entertainment. It's actually less. In some ways, it could be less pressure. In some ways, it could be a lot more pressure. It just depends on what the event is. Yeah.
At this point, at like this time in my life, I don't envy actors at all.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be stuck in your costume the whole day. You're just moving around. Sure, you're chit chatting to people, social in between. It is so much more fun, I think, to be behind the scenes. You're dressed more comfortably usually. And, you don't have to worry about, like, for example, Wonder Woman 1984. I'm a background extra. I was specially chosen though because they liked the outfit that they put me in because I showed it up in such like a wild, like general outfit like I do. Like I had space pants, like, and just like quite a look. And they're like, oh, "You've inspired me to make this crazy '80s look." And but so they like picked me as like one of 8 people for the promo image. But what I didn't know is that when you wear white pants, you better freaking be wearing tan or like skin colored underwear, which I didn't know. So I show up, get in the wardrobe, and it's quite obvious. You can see my underwear through the white pants. So they're like, "Oh God." And the pants are thin enough where it's like I can't take them off either. You're gonna see more. So like, okay, so you go back there. Go back a little further. A little further. Keep going. Go. Yeah, that's perfect. So they just told me to go as far back as I could until I couldn't hear them. So like I'm a little dot in the promo image. But that said, I'm wearing white pants. You got to be like you can't even sit down.
Mm-hmm.
And we had like a 16-hour day, and of course crew is always has it worse. But, you've got to worry about your outfit. Whereas on crew, I'm like, "Oh, what a dirty sandwich. Let me wipe it on my pants. I have napkins all over my body." So I can be a dirty little gremlin and eat my sandwiches.
I feel like that's an essential. It's an essential function for people who work tech, right? Like you got to be able to eat your sandwiches. Like this, if you're not able to eat your sandwiches, what are we even doing? Like, what are we even doing?
Exactly. So I don't really envy the acting element anymore. I really enjoy being backstage.
Yeah, yeah. I that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, so it's kind of neat to see that perspective, and I'm glad it's working out for you, Marz, in that regard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very kind.
Yeah, good to see.
Working on it. It's a work in progress, though.
Oh, I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, and hopefully the work continues to come as the year goes along. Yeah, definitely fingers crossed on that. Welcome, Jamie. Sorry for the mix-up. Hope you're well. Okay, so let's see. We are empty in the question queue, so if anyone wants to throw in another round of questions, throw them in. We'd love to hear from you. Lots of questions on the table.
I can tell you about the latest project film-wise that I'm on.
Let's hear it.
So this is one I went to a Virginia Production Alliance meetup and sort of lamented my like journey, which has included that I tried to get work and either I'm offered customer service or sales, which I don't fucking want. Like, oh, what part about tech support and AV makes you think customer service sales? Because I don't know, right? And I also lamented that, like this was more unfortunately, like in my acting phases, you're trying to get acting work. We've got this production, think you'd be great for it, great for this role. And next thing you know, it's like, so do you have a boyfriend? And somebody's hitting on you and trying to make your work conditional. And if you're going to like hook up with them, I'm like, no, thank you. So I lamented this and I got 2 opportunities from this meeting. Now, one of them, actually, the premiere is going to be happening soon, and this is with the Nova Motion Picture Co-op Alliance, something like that. Nova Mopo Co-op, I like to say, because it sounds like extra silly. But they did this, and like I was part of like lighting. I don't know. We started out just like a PA, and all of a sudden, like I'm helping with more stuff, right? But it's a really interesting. It's like the story of a forest, let's say. And I don't want to like give it away because I think the premiere is on June 13th in Virginia somewhere. It's going to be like limited release showing. But like let's say a wood or a forest, or the embodiment personification of the forest taking revenge on those who would harm it. And it does all 4 seasons, and you see the cycle and the change of the embodiment of the forest as you go through, and that's that's really cool. They're calling it Witchwood Cycles, Witchwood
Ooh.
with a Y. The other one I got involved with from that meetup was this woman who it's entirely self-funded. She's not even trying to make money from this production. She just wants to make it happen and people to see it. And she's not like wealthy or anything. She just believes that much in it, and I believe in her vision. Um, and she's always had a dream of like retelling the story of the Beatles, but what if they were women? And she's just written an immense amount. So first we did a proof of concept sort of trailer for her, and then we just filmed, and I was the camera person and like assistant director, I would say, because she's like a new director. So like as like camera op and cinematographer, I kind of had to step in and like, okay, we need to get moving. We need like, let's get these shots right.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that this next last one we filmed was a music video. I think it's called "I Want to Fall in Love" or "Let's Fall in Love," and it's cute. It's cute, and there's like a little sketch story with it too. So that's called the Ladybugs. Ladybug
Ah.
65, I think she chose as the website address. If anybody's curious on that.
Okay.
Yeah, Witchwoods. Yes.
Jamie has says I will watch the Witchwoods. Tell me more about Witchwoods. How do I watch? And I would like to learn more about it too. Do you have a link for us?
I will make sure that I get one into your Discord
Okay.
server for sure. I'm like taking a peek now, but yeah.
Sweet. So let me link everyone to our Discord so that you all can be on the lookout for that link once it gets there. Yeah, definitely. We'd love to see that because that concept sounds really good. Like I really do want to see it. Like even to the point where I might even host a Discord movie night over it with it. It's like that'd be really fun. So
Once they get to a point where they actually release it. But that's one interesting thing I learned. Because another video project that I did last summer, and this was just like a volunteer thing. This was creative fun. An artistic friend that I, do artistic stuff with. She and some of her group got booked for artworks to do a whole art exhibit, and they used like natural dyes and natural like fabrics and built this entire like tree installation inside this art venue. And they had this concept about like bathtubs in weird places, and they're like, hey, we have this concept, we've got a dancer, and it ended up being there's like a typist sitting in a bathtub typing, and this muse like dancing around him, and they're in the woods. And but she's like, hey, would you be the editor? And I'm like, okay, sure. And then she's like, well, you want to come to this filming? And I'm like, well, I might as well. The next thing you know, I was getting more shots because they were just going to set up one stationary camera, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna get more shots than this. And yeah, it ends up being like a 5-minute fever dream, is what people described it as. Where where does the artist and the inspiration begin? And when you are an artist inspired by someone, like at what point is that actually not the reality of that person and just what you're projecting that on them or what you want them to be? And that doesn't even have to be an artist. That could be in love, I think, too, where or the feeling of it, or infatuation, where you think you're putting someone up on a pedestal maybe, and they just aren't what they think, and they have their own dreams and aspirations, and you just don't see it because you're so focused on whatever else. And there's many different ways to interpret it, and it's so weird that it's open to interpretation, and I love hearing the different ways that people end up interpreting that.
well, that's some of the
Oh,
magic of cinema that you can interpret something in a movie, or you can interpret an entire movie many different ways, and it's the and books are even better at that. Like when you read a book, it's like it's completely open to interpretation, even what people look like and what things seem like. So
oh yeah.
I love it.
And what I learned from that film, and through Witchwood Cycles,
Hmm.
because the director, because I was doing it for like a super small stipend, but he's like supporting the arts and stuff, right? He explained that turns out like if you have your video on YouTube, you can't submit to film festivals, basically. Um, like
Wait,
film
why?
fest
Why is that? There's plenty.
exclusivity.
What? Because you put it on YouTube, but
Yep, they won't accept you if you've put it online so other people can see it. They want to have it be a direct feature draw. Oh, and you have to pay money to apply to be considered.
oh,
to
that's
have them show your
ridiculous.
thing.
That's ridiculous.
So I'm like, this is a 5-minute thing. I'm not gonna pay like $25 fees to like try to be featured at festivals. I'd rather
Yeah.
just here if you want to use this 5-minute feature from a local like art group, then use it.
Right.
I haven't released it online yet, but I will. And
Yeah.
hopefully
Honestly,
it'll come to
Marz,
show.
like I don't even think it would be worth that quote unquote exposure if you have to pay all that money and do all that extra stuff just to make it happen. Like you can get just as much.
Precisely.
Like YouTube is already like a great venue to share content, and people can find it. There's good discoverability there, so it's like you may actually get more discoverability with that than even putting it in the festival.
It's quite possible. I certainly believe that like people who do the festival things, generally they're going to be longer films
Yeah.
and they're going to make that their thing. They're going to go place to place, show off their film, make sure to talk about it. Those people are going to be the ones that are trying to get the jobs as the director, as like whatever role or roles that you played in it. And just it's less lucrative than honestly than corporate events and even conventions at this point.
Yeah, 100%. Jamie says it sounds like Boyan would like it. Boyan is our friend, Boyan, who hosts the Mesosphere, and yeah, it does sound like something he would do. He gets in. Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen it, the Mesosphere. It's one of the channels on
No,
Twitch. But...
I like that it has mess in it, like it's a messy like sphere, the mesosphere.
I guess you could say it's an accurate title for a channel. I think seems like it. But
kind
yeah.
of mess.
Yep. But at any rate, yeah, a lot of cool things with cinema. I mean, are there other like channels on Twitch that kind of like you get into that kind of have tie-ins to cinema? Because I know of one or two. I know of at least one or two. But
I don't really know personally.
right, that's fair. Yeah.
I try to pop in on people's streams when I can, but I also try to stream when I can, and that often doesn't go at all. So, like,
yeah,
I like I said, I try to pop in on people when I see them, and just the timing often doesn't work out.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
And then I tend to be stuck in my niche, if you're on, for example, Davey, and I see you on and I'm not on, like I'm gonna pop in and say hi, right? But
right.
going to hunt through a bunch of new channels, I'm less likely to do that.
Yeah, I understand. I see what for sure. I feel I can understand that, and you're busy too. Like it's totally a reasonable spot, and we do love having you here. Whenever I see you in the chat, it always warms my heart to see you there. Steeman says this convo is very much like the ones in CA and LA. That's kind of what that was what I was trying to do. I was trying to segue to that channel because they are filmmakers. Like they are really good filmmakers, and so but they also happen to do music.
Come up.
Yeah. So shout out to CA and LA. If you're not following them, give them a follow too, because like they've put out some really awesome short films in addition. So
I think I actually do follow them, so that's really cool. Like I recognize the name.
Cool. Yeah. Jamie says I always get distracted by the owls when I come on Twitch.
There's owls in there. I love it.
Owls are cool. No shame in that. But do you have do you have a YouTube page too for most of your content? Like when you put films out, like do they go there? Like is there a specific spot for those that we can
I do have a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have a YouTube channel, and I don't know if links are allowed, but I can type it up in there.
They should be.
Let's find out. And yeah, I might have rated them once, or I feel like it's very sounds so familiar. It's really just Marzeliax. But
Okay.
yeah. Mostly what I have on there is like old stand-up comedy footage, some of my music stuff. I have a 22-minute song about Jurassic Park called Jurassic Homage, where I got some of my comic friends to like dress up. Oh, that's probably why we got confused with comics, because like
Oh,
comic
yeah, yeah,
books
yeah, yeah.
versus comedians.
Yeah, yeah.
So I got some of my comedy friends to like dress up as like some of the different characters. And it's important that you don't lip sync. But what you want to do when you're filming somebody in a situation that would be lip syncing is you have them say all the words at the same time. Because otherwise, the mouths moving around flapping, it just doesn't look right. You might as well be South Park Canadians or something. Um, Old references here. Oh no. But yeah, the lip syncing doesn't actually line up unless you're actually saying the words and singing it. So I would have them sing the lines that I read in the song or
Hmm.
sang in the song and dressed up. So that's a thing. It's great for commutes. If you've got a 22-minute commute, like you'll get the whole story of Jurassic Park in folk punk version, more or less. There's also Night in the Woods, which is like a indie cult classic game at this point, and I just did all the voice acting for the characters. It was like the first game that I ever played on Twitch, and then by the third time, I was like, "Hey, let's just turn this into a whole like production essentially, where I will voice act for all the characters and go over and post any ones that I didn't know what to do with." So that's some of the stuff you'll find on the channel. And the Incipient's Muse Awakened is the Weird Fever Dream video that I mentioned, and that one will be going up on my YouTube. I also will be posting the proof of concept for Ladybugs on there as well. But yeah, I haven't done that yet, but it's coming soon, and I would love your follows, and I very much appreciate it. So if you follow YouTube, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm gonna jump on there and do the same thing. Actually, that's a great idea. So yeah, go follow Marz's YouTube. I want to see that. I do. I not gonna lie. I'm excited about the Jurassic Park video. So that seems like a fun idea. I
I
mean,
was trying to write a 5-minute comedy song for a comedy music competition.
yeah.
And like I was like, oh, let's do a Jurassic Park one, because I always had this concept. Like when I was like a kid, I'd run around singing in a burlap bag, in a burlap bag, because I thought you could put all the dinosaurs in a big burlap bag. Because there's this kid's book called Catzilla, I think,
Hmm.
where like it was like Godzilla but with a cat, and and at the end they stopped the reign of destruction by putting the giant Catzilla in a big burlap bag. So that's what happened. We read that on stream once. It was
Yeah.
very fun. Ordered the book just so I could read it on stream. But after watching the movie, I was like, okay, I've got some lyrics written. I'm not sure. Let's just run through the song. Let's just record it straight up and just see what happens. 22 minutes later, that's how long the song was. And so instead, for the comedy competition, I wrote a 5-minute song about analingus called Relationships.
That's just amazing. That's amazing. Jamie's actually watching it right now, and I think Jamie loves it. I love it. That's great. Jeff Goldblum is in there. I dig it. Oh, phenomenal. You know what?
Thank you for the follow. I can hear Jurassic Park music playing anytime somebody follows me on YouTube, literally. So thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah. That is great. Yeah. There is another video on here that I'm actually really interested. Let me just see if there's any let me just go look at this for a second here.
Uh
Yeah, there's one called the Fridge Song.
oh. We told you to stay home, but not in the fridge. We told you to stay home, but not in the fridge. In the fridge, in the fridge. Your waist is getting big. Your waist is getting bigger. It got big, big, big. It's a song about gaining weight during quarantine. My quarantine 15s got me uncomfortably unseen. My hindsight's 2020 on my rump. That's plenty, plenty. I got a 20, and now my fridge is empty, empty.
You know what? If you want to do the song right now, I'm good for it. Like, that sounds great. I was gonna play it. Like, if you want to, if you're good for that.
Oh
like,
no, you should play it. You should play it.
let's go play this. This is fun. Okay. So this is the Fridge Song, friends. We're gonna play this right here from our friend Marz.
Thank you.
Absolutely. This looks like fun. I can see it was a hit. I can see it was a hit on on YouTube.
My mom though was like, "Why didn't this go viral?" Not how it works, Mom. I tried to send it to Helen for her talk show, but she never responded.
Steven says fridge song hits close to home. It does for me too. Let's go check this. Let's give this a spin, everybody. I love it.
We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. We told you to stay home, but not in the fridge. In the fridge, in the fridge. Your waist is getting big. Your waist is getting bigger. It got big, big, big.
Oh, look at that sandwich.
Sandwiches!
Yeah, look at
Lay
that.
there in a puddle, avoiding groceries to kerfuffle. He brought me chocolate on the double, and I did the truffle shuffle. I know chivalry's not dead, cause I got delivery to my bed. He wore a bird mask on his head, kinda kinky but glared instead. I swear I'm not with child, I'm just a cooking show gone wild. All the food I had compiled like it was going out of style. We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. In the fridge, in the fridge. Your waist is getting big. Your waist is getting bigger. It got big, big, big. Big, big. My clothes don't fit no more, so I learned how to sew. I wear gray and white moo-moo, but I look like Totoro. I don't mean to be mean about my massive increasing mean, but my quarantine 15's got me uncomfortably obscene. My hindsight's 2020 on my rump, that's plenty, plenty. I got a 20, 20, 20, and now my fridge is empty, empty. We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. In the fridge, in the fridge. Your waist is getting big. Your waist is getting bigger. You got big, big, big. We told you to stay home, not in the fridge. We told you to stay home, but not in the fridge. In the fridge, in the fridge. Your waist is getting big. Your waist is getting bigger. It got big, big, big.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Let me go back over here. Oh my gosh, that was fun. Thank you for letting us play that. That was pretty...
Thank you for playing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's a
You're like,
hilarious. I loved it. Yeah, that was great.
You're like, oh, I see something else I'm interested in. I'm like, crap, what do I have on? I don't remember right now. Like, oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that because like if someone did that and I was on someone else's channel, I'm like, oh no, what could that be? Because there's some good, you'll have things that you're not the proudest of on your channels, but you'll have things like that which are awesome. So I'm glad that everyone got to see that.
Shucks.
Dang
Shucks. I'm beaming now.
Love it. Steven says, this reminds me of Group X a bit. They went viral like 15 years ago. Their song, Can't Touch This. MC Hammer is just silly.
Silly.
That's what we're about here. We love silly over here. So.
That's why you brought me on, I think, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're all about silly on this channel for sure. Yeah. Hey, voice acting is also great. Absolutely. That was really good. Like, so was your concept to be the voice actor of a cat? Or is it just throwing that voice and just throw it in there?
Sometimes I don't really know where the creativity comes from. So technically I'm diagnosed on the spectrum somewhere. And, what was that screen? That was cool. I am not a rusty panda.
This is a stray. This is a stray.
Oh.
This was from like a few weeks ago. So, we did a segment with Panda called Wiki Wednesday, which is her format. Actually, she does a show called Wiki Wednesday, which is on Wednesdays. Wiki.
Okay, but don't confuse the people.
You're not the Rusty Panda. No. You are.
She sounds great, but
she is great.
Marz.
Yeah. Let's give a shout to our friend Rusty Panda, by the way. It's like,
Woo.
go follow our friend Panda. Okay, this should work. There we go. Now we're back to our regular screen.
Oh, but yes, you asked the question about the voice stuff, and it's like, I mean, maybe I'm just raised by television, and there's certain things that when I'm trying to say them, I will say them in a different like accent. And I'm not like usually trying to do it. Like voice acting is something where I am trying to do it. Um, but quite often I'm just not. It's just like something makes sense. Like if I'm going to repeat someone on something, I will often like use a different voice. So this song was really just, I'm probably hanging out, drinking, smoking, whatever I'm doing, and I see the very first image that you see at the beginning of that video is what started this all. It just had the cat measuring the other cat, and it just said, "We told you to stay home, but not in the fridge." And I just started walking around the house like, "Told you to stay home, but not in the fridge." And I just was singing it until my room was like, "Are you gonna record that, or are you just gonna walk around annoying me?" I'm like, "Oh, I that's a good idea. I should make a song." So I start making a song, and I never did the sequel to the song
Ah.
yet, which would have been like it's gonna have like some metal and stuff, and it's "We are starving in the streets, fridge is empty, nothing to eat. So what do we do? Eat the rich." And this would be the political follow up or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
And there'd be some line about, "Oh, thank goodness there's so much bacon on the streets not to eat," or some sort of
hmm
awful joke like that. But work in progress.
Work
I've
in
neglected so
progress.
many things.
Indeed. Hope you like dog hair. Welcome, friend.
Hey, welcome back, dog hair.
Good to see you. Let's go to Steven's question in the queue, which is: do you have any thought of actors replacing actual voice actors in media releases these days?
Actors replacing actual voice actors in media releases. I'm not. Can you be more specific? What you mean, like by media
I'm
releases?
guessing. Well, yeah, I'm not keen on. I'm assuming you mean like like stage or screen actors replacing voice actors. Is that the idea? But sometimes
I
they're
mean, there's like,
yeah.
yeah, it could be Itarich. Yeah, I'm glad you like that. Itarich. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, okay.
uh,
Very good. Yeah, yeah.
okay, so it was that, like brand named actors is what I'm saying, like A-list actors that are well known and that they're just getting voice acting parts instead. I mean, I feel the same way about it that I feel about, even the non-voice productions, which is that I am a little, of course, I'm biased, right? I want work. But I think a lot of people are also tired of seeing the same faces. That's probably not the norm, but like at least a lot of my circles, people are tired of seeing the same face. Like I have some friends that get hostile to me identifying like different actors, like, "Oh, I know that voice and I'm excited about it." And but they're like, "No, I don't want to know who it is because then I won't be able to unhear it. I want somebody different." Like there are people that legit just want new fresh talent, which I agree with, but I'm biased too because I could be that, right? And so could you. But it's the same thing as any other, part of that industry. The name brands are going to get it, and not even just that industry. Like think about like products or anything else in our society. The corporates got it, the big names take over, and that's how it is. And I don't like it. It's just I'm not surprised. Now I would much rather that though, with these A-list actors taking these voice acting parts than the AI taking any voice acting parts. So yeah, give me a human over an AI any day.
Yeah, 1,000%. And the thing about it is that we do see A-listers doing major voice acting roles anyway. Like you've seen it in Pixar productions, we've seen it in Disney. Like this is
And do they do a bad job, right? Like it
something
depends on if they're
just
yeah,
depends.
they do
Like
a good job. Yeah,
it,
it depends.
yeah, a lot of them are great,
Like
right?
for like for instance, Has Been Hotel, which I
Mm-hmm.
said like very much. The pilot had different voice actors than the series, and the way I do see it is that they did kick off like, I can't think of the word I want. Organic's not the word, but like best I got then is like smaller niche voice actors did these roles and they got kicked off for the big names. Even
Right.
people who wanted to continue doing their role, they were like, nah. Now, for the most part, I'm fine with all the changes. Like everybody who took the part did a great job. Even the ones I don't like how they did it, it's not like they did a bad job, just different, and I liked the original more. Um, so that does frustrate me a little bit that it's like, hey, there were actors who wanted to continue, who wanted to keep doing it and did a great job, and I love the way they sounded, but because they weren't famous enough, they got kicked off.
Right.
And they were all really magnanimous about it. They did this beautiful like farewell video. And I respect that, and I try not to hate on any of the new ones because I don't. I love the show, and
Yeah, I do see where Steeman's coming from though, because it is a little messed up that you have your career voice acting talent, and then you get bumped just because someone's a bigger name, and it's like, well, it's kind of messed up. I mean,
infuriating.
yeah, I can imagine that.
And I mean, extend that to stage performances as well. If like a big name actor wants to go like from movies to stage, they might get that part. And I don't know from personal experience, but we do have like a fair amount of AV crew in my community. And, so I'd have to ask them if they've run into that. But like I've heard vaguely tangentially that when that happens, dear God, it's annoying because the person is not prepared for
Right.
stage. And everyone
Yeah.
sort of has to capitulate around them to make up for it. I think that switching probably from live to voice is not as difficult. And like you said, Davey, as long as they're doing a good job, they're doing a good job. And as
Yeah.
long as it's not AI,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
my bar is low, or else I'd be angry all the time.
It would be very easy to be angry all the time too, right? So that's the fine line for all of us. But yeah, I mean, I get it. I get the annoyance of that. It's because it's like, yeah, you want the pop of like, oh, George Clooney is going to be in this, but it's like George Clooney has no theater experience. Like that would be terrible. Like
Some people will still go and go, oh my God, that was the best theater performance I've ever seen. George Clooney is the most brilliant stage actor in my life. Like, homie, you just like George Clooney.
Exactly. So yeah, great question, Steven. Thank you very much for your question.
That was a good question.
Yeah.
That stage presence in theater is a little cringy if you know better.
Mm-hmm. I love that, Steven. All right, last call for questions tonight, friends. Go ahead, throw them in.
Yeah.
Love to hear from
We've
you.
almost been doing the 2 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground. I love all the things we've talked about. Now you've been to a lot of conventions, but have you been to a TwitchCon yet?
Not yet.
Ah. What's the outlook? What's the prospects as far as a future TwitchCon?
I would have to find out what company does the AV and see if I can convince them to hire me.
Oh, that's right. I gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, just like I don't know how much it costs, but like generally the cost of like the hotel. Like I've never grossed more than $22K in my entire life, and that's the gross. Like, I'm living on the margins of poverty basically by rooming with people, or for quite a long time wasn't able to move out of my parents and whatnot, and I stretch it. I stretch my budget real far, and do the best I can with that. Ultimately, I'd like to be able to live like legit on my own rather than like having to house up with roommates. But we're not there yet, and I'm just not in a position where I can. I think most people talk about the trip being like $2,000, and I'm lucky if I make that in a month.
Right.
Or 2 months or 3 months. So yeah, we're just not there yet.
No, I understand. Yeah.
But yeah, but it's not unheard of that I hunt down who does the AV there and be like, so, because then at least if I'm working like load in, load out, well then maybe I've paid my way to afford like the hotel room or the ticket or anything else.
Yeah. That's a very clever idea though. Like make it into an employment opportunity and you can enjoy the convention at the same time. It's a phenomenal idea.
a lot of people I work with don't enjoy the nerd stuff of the conventions. I'm the odd one out being like, okay, cool. So I'm off shift. I'm going to go check out these other panels. Like, really? Yes. Yes, I am. Like, I'll be in the audience,
Yeah.
when I'm not working for various stuff. When I did GalaxyCon, I
Mhm.
got to be, I mean, I wasn't chosen for this role, but actually, Dog Hair here was chosen for the role, and he's like, "Sure, you can learn, go ahead." So I got to be like the RoboCam operator for Richard Dean Anderson, MacGyver and
The MacGyver, no
Colonel
way.
O'Neill.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to be cam op for Richard Dean Anderson and Edward James Olmos as well.
Wow.
And I also got for Summer and Jerry from Rick and Morty as well. Jerry is really, really nice. He's just so nice, and his voice is his actual voice. What you hear
Wow.
in Rick and Morty is his actual voice. And afterwards, Summer and Jerry, I don't know the real names, sorry, came off stage and just was like, thumbs up, thumbs up. And then he wanders over, hi, hello, what's your name? Well, Marz, it's so nice to meet you. Don't remember his, I'm terrible. And just was like, good job up there. Oh, thank you. You all did a great job back here. And just he was just so nice. And I've got a picture I haven't posted on my Instagram yet, but somebody took it while we're working cam op and
Mhm.
video switching. And Edward James almost, you know who I'm talking about,
Oh my
EJ,
gosh,
right?
absolutely. I mean, huge in nerd culture too, because Blade Runner, right? And he was in so many great movies.
The Admiral Adama is where I most know EJ
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
But now he looks like Cheech or Chong, basically.
Well, he's gotten up there. Yeah, he's up there now.
Yeah, no, but he's so nice too. But he's like, there's a picture of him like almost looking like grandfatherly, standing behind us as
Mhm.
we're like running the cams and the video, and it's just like, oh, like what y'all doing over here? And I even got a picture with him aside from that because he's like, hello, would anyone like to take a picture with me? So I got in on that, and because you're not supposed to ask them
Oh yeah.
that, but you can do it if they ask you.
Oh, so he was aware of that. That's good.
So.
Yeah, that's nice of him to do that. That stand up fellow,
So
it seems.
exciting.
Yeah, I love that. That's what a thrill that's got to be, though, for sure. I mean, acting royalty. Actually, both of them were. Actually, all three of them were. Like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's great.
Yeah, I mean, Dean Anderson, he seems to survive on autographs. I really enjoyed watching him talk, but he didn't really interact with us, which is fine. They gotta do their jobs. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I forgot what I was saying all about all that. Just like opportunities to learn stuff and get. Oh yeah, because I like the nerd stuff, and that's the way to do it. Like I'm not gonna go to the cons generally unless I'm working the cons.
Mhm.
So yeah, that does work out for me really well, like in a way that other AV people that seem to be in it just because I don't know, maybe they have some like niche thing, but it works out well for me because I'm like, nerd shit, let's go.
Yeah. There you go. Love it. So let's go to Siemens' question, and then I think we'll close it up for the question queue. So thank you everybody for hanging out, everyone. This has been extraordinary participation. Siemens' question to close us out. Let's see. If you're oh yeah, the question of if you're working an event is that's the huge tax write-off. That's a good question.
Well, the question that Steam and friend I see right before that is during the pandemic, so many events were sidelined. How did I get through it? I convinced a friend who had a spare room to let me rent the spare room in a place that was still like rent controlled, basically. And that's where I'm still living. Otherwise, I'd still be living with my parents, which, some people have a great parent living setup. I did not. We're talking like closet above the stairs, Harry Potter energy here, except, they liked me and they were my actual family,
Right.
But yeah, it was not a vibe. So I'm really grateful to my friend who let me move in and take the other
That's
room, even though we did not want a roommate. So like, and I am still trying to like get my own place so I can honor the not being here forever thing. But yeah, I had been saving up a lot before that, so I went through like I like frugal. Y'all heard me talk about my frugal energy earlier. Dollar thrift days, and that's that. I was so frugal for most of my life. I'm nearly 40, and I've been so frugal for most of my life trying to save up to get a home, which seems more and more out of reach for more and more people like every day.
Yeah.
But at least that allowed me to get through the pandemic, basically.
Absolutely.
But the tax question, real fast for that too. Yes, you can write that stuff off tax-wise as 1099, which I am, except the interesting thing is if you do not make enough money, like if you're at that poverty-ish line or 150% of it, like you need to make more money or else you can't write things off. So like Bezos, rich people, or even just higher middle class, whatever, or even just regular middle class. If we still have that, do we still have that? Who knows? If you make more than a certain amount, you can write off more stuff. I don't meet that line, so I can't write things off, or else my taxes go up. Like I have to pretend I didn't buy things at a certain point.
Oh no, I see what you mean. I see what you mean with that. That's definitely again another fine line that you have to monitor because you just don't know where that threshold is for certain things. So it's keen to. Yeah, you're right. It's just you just never know. Like it's a good point. Tron, thank you so much. Thanks for hosting. Great stream. Well, I appreciate it. Well, great guest. I mean, thank you for hanging out, Marz. This has been really fun. Thank you for sharing all your cool anecdotes with us.
Thanks for having me. I am super amused how like when we got prepped for this, I'm like, do you know what sort of questions you want to ask me? Because like before pandemic and stuff, when I was still doing comedy, I'd get invited on and they'd ask me the dumbest, awfulest questions. Like I'm like, I'm sorry, did you mean to hire the burlesque performer? Because that's not me. So there was always like, and that just happened to me like so many times that I was honestly like a little apprehensive. I'm like, you know what? I've seen Davey's streams. Davey's cool. Davey's fun. This is going to be fun. And sandwiches. So, even though we didn't like really go through much questions, you're like, hey, well, you got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm like, oh, you're right. I do.
I appreciate
so thank you.
I'm glad to do that, and that's really nice of you to say. Like, yeah, I know people who do exactly what you just said, and I can find those kind of interviewers to be very tedious. Grateful to say that I like to do it a little bit a little differently. So I'm happy to share that because, like I said, everybody who goes on the show has great stories, and that's really my objective. Like I want to share all the cool things you've been involved in, and it's great to have the chat joining us for that too. Yeah, thank you, Fork.
That was very kind and very fun, and thank you, Streamin' Friend and Forked Horn, and we had the you load in or you load out. I forgot.
You loading in. Yeah, Rain
like
had to
pinball.
Go. It's good to see. Yeah, pinball too, and King Dambreaker was here. We saw Jamie. We saw. Tron, we saw
Klaus and Raven from my community,
dog hair. Yeah, a lot of cool people came through tonight. So, folks, follow Forked Horn and follow Steeman and get to know. And those of you who are meeting Marz for the first time, here is the link to follow Marz. And not only here, but on YouTube too, because like there are badass like music videos on there too. So check it out, y'all.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. This has definitely been fun though. Today is the ramen show. Yes, it's very, very true. Very much the ramen.
Ramen today. We didn't even coordinate that. I was like I said, I was completely planning on making a sandwich to join you, and I did deliver on the sandwich.
You sure did. That was a very nice sandwich.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
It's no Doba grilled cheese, and it's no what did you have again? It wasn't the tortillanga, but it looked vaguely like it.
Oh, the ghost sando. Yeah, the ghost sando.
Ghost sando.
It's great. It's great. And you're welcome for it. Absolutely. I will 10 out of 10 will do again. In fact, I have another one in the fridge for tomorrow, so I'm ready to go.
In the fridge.
In the fridge.
You're never gonna unhear it.
It's so true. You're told to stay at home, but you live, but not in the fridge. In the fridge. In the fridge.
In the fridge. We'll have to make a remix it. Boom, 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 boom. In the fridge. In the fridge. Wow, wow, wow. No.
I'm gonna get people on. I'm gonna get people on Twitch to do that song. They're gonna learn it and play it.
I have a karaoke version.
Do you really?
Yeah. I'll make sure to make it public and send it to you. I had the backing vocals up a little too loud.
Oh, okay. Right on.
I would take it into venues with me on a USB drive and demand that I get to sing that though.
But when they hear it, they're going to be all about it. I mean, legit. And by the way, thank you for the hydrated command, Klaus. Fork says, I'm out of town and they have a Taco Bell cantina. Gonna head over there in a bit and have tacos and alcohol. Yeah, let's go.
VGM Con stickers, by the way.
Nice.
Reverse, but still. They had a year that it was like, oops, all Zelda.
I gotta go. There are two things I want to go see pretty soon. VGM Con is one. MagFest is the other one. Like, I don't know which one, but one of the MagFests. So if I ever make it to one of those, I'll let you know, because just to see if we can catch up. It'd be fun.
Please do. Please do. They're all fun, and I'm happy to like elaborate on any of them that you're interested in, you know. But yeah, I mean, VGM's the smallest of them and like the most niche in that way. And but MagFest is the biggest of them.
Oh yeah.
Where you've gotten an entire expo hall of video games. They didn't have that at VGM. Like VGM's more music oriented. But and then stock is if you want to go camping. So
I love it a lot. So yeah, that's great. Steven says there was a limited release Jack in the Box restaurant that served beer. That was the best. I missed out. That sounds great. I would love to have done that. Forks says,
talk about cantina.
Yeah. Like
do a whole acapella instrumentals here.
Yeah. So don't let us know how. Just watch out for this hump. It's got the scum and villainy forked horn, but do enjoy your tacos and your alcohol and your blue milk too.
So say we all.
Absolutely. So y'all, thank you again. Thank you everybody. Some mod love in the chat too for everybody who was here tonight. All our mods.
Mod love, thank you, mods.
Great to see you. Let's find someone to raid. Is anyone on your radar? Anybody in the community like that might be interested in introducing us to a friend of the Marz? Let's see. Let's see who's out there. I have some ideas too, so like we can go.
Anybody out there?
Somebody listen to anyone. It is pretty good.
There's not a lot of my community people on right now. It doesn't look like there is this woman who she's like a mom of 5 and she's into Minecraft and she's playing Minecraft right now and she rated me before. So that she's minor mom, but she's not a super regular. She has like stopped in. She was cool. Yeah, who do you got on your radar?
Let's go look at the radar. Use my promo code sandwich. That's pretty good. Well, let's see. We were talking about, if Keyboard 60 were on, that'd be a great choice. Because there's Minecraft there. And then he's also a friend of ours. So, like, that would have kind of worked out really well. We were talking about Jurassic Park. Any dino-related people? Do we have any dinos on? Let's see.
I swear something just popped up with that, and I don't know where.
Yeah.
No, it's nobody I'm following. It's some. That's weird. Just it says Jurassic Park VPW.
No way. Nice. We have a friend Dark doing music.
Oh, it's like
video.
Pinball. That's interesting.
Wait, who's doing pinball? Someone doing pinball? Is pinball
That's
streaming?
nobody I know. It's a recommended channel to me. Somebody's doing a Jurassic Park pinball that I've never been to before.
What?
They have 3.7.
Oh, there's like 3.7 thousand people. Nah, I probably wouldn't.
Well, no. That's the followers. There's 11 people on the video.
Okay.
11 minutes ago. Minor mom only has 10 people on, and she's got less followers than that.
Okay.
Who you got? I know.
Let me
Wait, a streaming friend. Are you streaming right now? Streaming?
Is Demon Friend streaming friend?
Oh, steaming, not streaming. Steaming. Steaming friend. You streaming?
Steaming friend streaming. So Jurassic Park pinball?
No, yeah, it's nobody I know, but.
I mean, we could always introduce ourselves, I suppose, but.
Here, I'm gonna send you 2 Discord links.
Okay. Yeah, let me know the lady that was playing Minecraft. That seems like a decent call. We could do that. Let's see if we can
she's nice. She's really nice. I think she'd be a vibe. Here, I
Okay.
sent you her right now.
Okay.
That is her.
I see it. Let me go. Minor mom. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, she just found me randomly playing Minecraft before and sent good vibes in and hung out and gave me some Minecraft tips. And this is this weird recommended person who is playing pinball. Oh, that's funny. Their logo.
I just.
But he's already at 30 people now, so and he
okay.
just got on 12 minutes ago. She's been on for 2 hours with 10. Depends on.
Oh, it's fine. Let's go to Minor Mom. I know you already know. You already have familiarized yourself with the channel. It seems like a cool spot. I think I'm with you on that.
Word.
For real.
Okay.
For real.
Steeman says they're not streaming right now, so okay, all right, cool, good vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
on for this?
support
Okay.
you if you got.
Cool.
Thanks again for having me on.
You're welcome.
It was really fun, and thank you, chat and community of Davy is eating a sandwich for welcoming me and having me here, and for
Absolutely.
the follows that I got. Like, really appreciated. This was like the most fun interview thing that I've done. And
Thank
that's
you.
all your fault, Davy, and your community.
Look what I did. Look what I did. But just
Ooh, look what you made me do.
so catch our friend Marzeliax whenever she's streaming. It's a good vibe too. And I know you do karaoke sometimes too. So like, there's a lot going on in Marz's channel. Check it out, everybody.
Even though I've had a Minecraft addiction lately, but like all my work travels has made it less addicting.
Yeah.
But
It's a good time though. Okay, so let's go ahead and start the raids. I'm gonna go put the mod. If they're doing, I don't know if our mods are still in the chat, but can we get the raid calls in the chat, mods? And then as they come in, I'm gonna start up. Yeah, I can do it. I can do
tried.
it. Yeah, I limit that to mod. Oh, there we go.
Bork.
Sub raid.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go. Thanks, Jamie. Okay.
Just gotta follow.
Lego. Okay, so minor mom. There it is. Away we go. We're gonna go say hi to Minor Mom playing Minecraft. Thank you so much. Make sure to follow Minor Mom when you get there, everybody. She's a good vibe from what I'm seeing so far. Y'all have a great rest of your night. I'll be back on Friday with the with a full-on birthday stream. We're gonna continue the 42 songs from 42 years. So we have half of those songs left over, and some golf with your friends after that. So Friday all day. Like well, not all day. Let's say all night because it starts at 6 p.m. Eastern. But so all night on Friday, be there for Davey birthday time. Like, it'll be really fun. So
Your birthday. Happy early birthday. Oh
thank you, Marz. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're very kind. Take care, everybody. Yeah, if you want to,
so
go for it, Jamie. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a good rest. Yes, the gate. The gate makes its return. I need to send you stuff, Jamie. You've been too kind on that area. Oh, nice. Nice, Jamie. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Hit me up. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you at Minor Mom. Take care, everybody. Y'all are the best.
Bye. Good
Take
night.
care, y'all. Thank you, everybody.